printed for you. I printed 1,500 for you, which is, Michelle, you asked for this one. And then you have a paper clipped. It's all the attendance policy. And so I gave you a draft of just trying to merge our old ones and some of ISBA's, but ISBA has 4 different options. And then we have the old one, and then I even attached the letter. So that's a pretty meaty policy. And if we actually go on the draft version online, I had principals give some comments. Lisa gave some comments. She just logged in under me, so it says my name, but Lisa vetted it pretty carefully as well. So there's a lot of examples in there, but ISBA had 4 different ones, so I just wanted you guys to see all of them, and then even our old one.
Right.
And then after that, I added the trained school dog one.
Okay.
And then on the green sheet, I added, Lisa was hoping to be able to change the 1,400 one. That specifically said that you have to make an appointment to go into schools as a trustee, and just so that you guys can pop in. And I did double check. ISBA doesn't have any recommendations, so what ISBA has is identical to the one that was approved in 2007.
That's what I thought.
So I just added that in there on our new. If you update it, Rosanna, just at the very top, it'll.
Except I do think, because I want to. If we want to jump real quick, because I think policy 1400 would be the easiest one to.
Yeah, that's what she was hoping you would say.
Because I know we looked at this, and I know we've updated it.
Do you think it would be in the archives?
That's what I'm going to check real quick.
Looks like we did something. We have one dated March of this year. The 1,400, is that the one we're talking about?
Mm-hmm.
You found one?
Yeah, so there was one dated March of this year, and then there's all these others, but I don't know.
Where are you looking?
Okay, so that was I just searched the drive for 1,400. So there was some in the COVID policies, which those are, and then there's actually a 1,400. The directory 1,400, which looks like you were in that one this morning from Janelle, so I guess there was 2. Oh, ISBA and then.
And they're identical.
Okay. So I don't know what the other.
I can't find the March one.
It's the ISBA.
I just went on the website and just like did word for word.
Oh.
And they haven't made any changes.
Yep. Then we did this one.
I don't think I have access to your archive stuff.
I was searching board book.
Oh.
To see. Oh, go there. Well, okay, so given that we haven't, I guess, done anything with it, why don't we, do you, Lynn, wanna just, because in there is a 1400 file.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have access to that?
Mm-mm. I just have access to this right here. So ours and then ISBA, so I just have those two.
Oh, that's all that's in the board
Yeah,
staff
that's it.
communication. Yeah, it's in that folder. Let's go, so then you do have,
I have, this
Yeah.
one. I think you're on it right now. Yep.
okay,
You want me to change this to draft?
yes, well,
Oh,
yeah,
I'll make a copy.
yeah, whichever one you wanna do.
I'll make a copy really fast and then
Okay.
we'll change that to draft. Okay, it's popping up for you right now.
Okay. There we are. 'Cause for some reason I thought we had changed it.
Yeah, I did too. We did in the
We did.
look like COVID policies, and then I thought we had changed this too because it seems like we had the same conversation, but
Yeah, order and structure to promote. Okay, I wanna take that very first paragraph out because it's just an intro into why we even have the policy, which I don't think is needed. Does anybody have any qualms with that? Every reasonable means of communication is encouraged throughout the education community. Nevertheless, an organization must maintain some order and structure to promote efficient and effective communications. Why are we saying that?
I agree with you.
I don't know.
Ramona, you good with it being struck out?
Yep.
Okay. And you said ISBA says word for word what we have, okay. Okay, so do we have problems with the first paragraph at all? The staff communications to the board, everything's run through the superintendent. I mean, I don't know, okay, here's the thing. I get the hierarchy, and I believe there is a reason for that, but it really bothers me that people will be, if they were to choose, they won't come to the board due to fear of repercussion.
Right, and you're feeling like it's censored.
Extremely censored. And in fact, I know has been in the past censored. So that shouldn't happen. And
I mean, it's the same concept as a principal if you were gonna go to the superintendent, and all I ask my people is, I wanna have the gravity of how you're feeling, I just don't wanna be
Right.
blindsided.
right, and no one should be blindsided. But when it states all official communication, what does that mean?
Right.
I mean, if any employee within the district feels that they can't, I mean, if there are people that are like, we can't handle this, we tried to talk to the principal, we tried to talk to the superintendent, well, now they can't come to the board,
Right.
and the superintendent doesn't want it to come to the board, so,
Right.
Sorry.
And I agree, the downside of that is, do you just completely circumvent,
No,
so then when you will have people that go, I'm not even gonna allow the principal or allow an opportunity to make changes, I'm just gonna
Right.
go, I'm just gonna.
Right, so that's what I'm saying, I have no problem with
Yeah.
follow the chain of command, but with it stopping at the superintendent, and not that I think we'll have that problem anymore,
Right.
but for the future, I just,
But that's how you
and
maintain
what
a
is
pulse.
official communication?
I was thinking about when we had to do our presentations.
Oh, yeah. But we're not doing that anymore. The show has been
Because that would have to be
revised.
submitted beforehand and approved, and we actually had a template for what the slides had to be, and
Okay.
so how do you change that so it's
Or just take out official communication and, well, even reports, I don't know.
Well, what if it's, okay, all communication to the board, or communications, whatever. So it's just communications, staff interest.
Cause this sounds like the only time, well, it is saying the only time they can talk to us is when there's some kind of grievance or complaint that they don't feel has been rectified or remedied.
Right,
which then feels like there's a significant barrier.
exactly.
Right.
And then you're the scary people.
Yeah, if they only knew. Which official just drives me nuts because I don't know what we mean by that.
Yeah, I agree. I think it feels like it's the presentations.
Could be. But I don't know.
Looks like everybody sorta has the same. Other schools. No, it's the same. grief.
just sitting here going, I gotta stay awake. Still tired.
Yeah.
Jet lag.
I bet. And just the heat probably just sapped it out of you. It does that to me.
Well, and after my surgery, this side swells, and so
Oh.
my leg was
Oh.
being recorded. But
Yeah.
I didn't wear my.
Don't say it, don't
Yep.
say it.
Yep.
I'm supposed to wear.
Yep.
Because her husband will be
Yeah.
But
So don't tell him to wash.
so
Right.
for the last 2 days, normally it goes down
Right.
really fast. But I think it was just I was in heat for so long, so it's
It's
like
too
still
hot.
swollen, and so in the middle of the night I'll wake up and I'm still having pain from it. So then I'm not sleeping
Right.
great.
Yeah.
So I'm just like ugh. But then I looked at our temp and it's gonna be in the
Yes.
high 90s next week.
Yeah. And toward the end of the week, 98.
We don't have air in our house.
Yeah. A lot of people never used to. We never used to either until a few years ago.
Yeah, we have a little wall unit in our bedroom, but I told my husband we might have to because the last 2 summers,
It's just getting too hot now.
yeah, I was
Mhm.
like, we might have to.
Yep.
But on top of paying for kids to go to college.
Yeah. You can get those really big, they are 220, like a window mount, that'll do 3,000 square feet, Yeah.
Okay.
Instead of paying the exorbitant amount to add it to your heating system or whatever.
Yeah,
That's what we did.
we might have to look into that.
Yeah.
So you have one unit?
Yeah, yeah,
Because we have one in,
And it cools your whole house down?
yeah, yeah.
we have one in our bedroom and it works perfectly. So,
Yeah.
but we
Just
to have
one bedroom.
and it's a smaller one,
Mm.
but having one that could do that, I'm gonna have to look into it.
Yeah, we actually mounted it through the wall. Yeah. And it goes directly
I just feel
down
like
the
it's so
hallway.
negative.
Through the kitchen, down the hallway.
Could you just say something about, in the event the district employee is concerned, or something about in the event that by following the chain of command, you still have concerns, similar to like what we did with the parent one. Can't remember which policy that was, but we kinda just said, here's another avenue.
Or can we just say this shall not deny staff from directly communicating to a board trustee?
Okay, fine, make it short and sweet.
Okay, we're really trying not
Yeah.
to.
Um,
I emailed the Heritage Foundation this morning and asked them if they have any recommended curriculum or recommended publishers. So,
Yep, the other one, and I misspoke last night and I thought about that too, was, Hillsdale, that's who I
Oh,
thought
that's
about.
right.
They have K through 12.
Hillsdale, D-A-L-E.
Mm-hmm. They have K through 12, and they have, sort of like not a scope and sequence, map, like a sort of like a high-level
Like a
curriculum
curriculum
map, on there.
Okay, and
it-
Michelle gave me another one too, so
Yeah.
I wanted to start looking. I know we're
Mhm.
not looking at purchasing anything for a while, but I don't feel like those will be easy to find, so I wanna get ahead of it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, even their site, I mean, they do everything, but you can go on there and say, you don't have to adopt it all, cause they teach Latin, they teach all that, but they do, like we were talking last night, the classical kind of readers and things that people are a little bit more familiar with instead of,
and it might be worthwhile if they have science to have it be, we look at it as a pilot,
Yeah.
one of the pilot options.
yep, they do, yep, I mean, they might have a rep local, I don't know, but there's another district in Idaho that actually implemented their curriculum. And I could find out who that was too, and you might
Reach
be
out
able
to
to
them, yeah.
talk to them and see, and I don't know how much or
Mhm.
what have you, but Just because it's getting so hard to
That's how I feel.
not have to cut out half the pages of every
Right.
book we buy.
Yeah, and then you're the one teacher that forgets or, you know, I mean,
I just hate that they have to be put in that.
Right.
They should just be able to go in and teach and not have to worry about all the other stuff. In a perfect world, I guess. I don't know. I think it used to be that way.
that's how I feel.
So we should probably say, board trustees.
I was thinking the same
instead
thing.
of members,
Because
we
we've
see.
called them trustees multiple times, or it could just say any and all board trustees, or just trustees.
Mhm.
Okay.
I guess I can start looking at another one. What was the other one we were gonna try to do? 1,500?
And that one was looking at,
Meetings.
we talked about bringing this up in light of, do we continue with recordings?
Okay.
And we talked about it's nice for Rosanna to have that, but then do we have to publish? Like, it's nice to have them archived so she can go back, but do we have to publish them? And so, is there anything in there that,
Gotcha.
that's why we brought this one back?
I think just the statement, any addition or removal of the statements from our notices, I think is the only place that controls that. All, other than the board's vote, obviously, you know.
I'm just gonna look at,
Okay, so the reason why I did this was I just didn't, okay, so all communications of the Board of Trustees from district employees shall be submitted through the superintendent. This shall not prevent any district employee from communicating directly with any or all of the Board of Trustees. Of the Board of Trustees. In the event a district employee chooses to appeal an administrative decision made by the board, the employee shall notify the superintendent of the forthcoming appeal. But then I feel like maybe that's... Okay. All appeals shall be processed according to the applicable procedures for complaints and grievances. I just felt, because when we go to this shall not prevent, and then it was this shall not deny,
Right.
and I'm like, ooh, now we need bullet points, and then it's like, let's just reword the sentences.
well, do you feel like it would be helpful if I
So-
bring Lisa in and have her look at this and
Yeah.
just?
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
can
that'd be
grab her.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the other thing, remember we came across this too was, and I guess that's because it is part of the grievance process, but, there's, well, I guess we can handle that in a grievance. I would just say there's no step that says if they want to appeal the superintendent's decision. Right, so this is saying if the board makes a decision, yeah, if the board made the decision, then they can appeal that. But what if the superintendent, makes the decision? Well, let's see, how would that happen? I mean, technically, the board's supposed to be made privy of all those things. And
There's a staff grievance procedure in the 5000 series.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we went
We talked
over it,
about
yeah, we had went over it a couple of times and that's where we hit the roadblock and we went through legal, I mean, all of our legal, resources. We weren't the only ones in the state because the grievance process just, it almost creates a loop and the board is never,
Would-
brought in, there's no way to appeal the superintendent's decision.
Right. Does this make sense? In the event a district employee chooses to appeal an administrative decision, the employee shall notify the superintendent of the intent to appeal. But then again, I guess, do we have, well, yeah, cause I guess, okay, Lynn, we rewrote that paragraph, I don't know if it's clear though. So in the event a district employee chooses to appeal an administrative decision made by either the superintendent or the board of trustees, the employee shall notify the superintendent of the intent to appeal the administrative decision with the board.
I like it other than we have two periods.
Yes, I see that. Make it go away. Because I think knowing what we just went through, with decisions being made that the board was completely unaware of, and the employees feeling that there was nothing they could do.
Yeah.
Right.
We want to open that up. I mean, I don't foresee us having the same types of problems, because the new superintendent's so collaborative. But in the event, you know, some decision's made and they're like, well, we don't agree with it, and it's like, well, too bad, I'm the superintendent. We don't have that anymore. So that employee can bring it to the board that, hey, this is going on. Is it a good thing?
Right.
You know, do you know, are you aware what, you know, just because the board can't keep being shoved behind trees, which I don't think that's going to happen anymore, but.
But it's still, it's nice to have fault. I agree. I like it.
Okay.
I just think this, again, it's more transparency. We're
Yeah.
not hiding behind executive session and
No.
to this happens or this happens and
Right.
there's not a.
Right. And, I mean, if the employee doesn't know that the board is in support of the superintendent's decision and that, yes, we were made aware and the superintendent was given direction,
Right.
then that can show the staff, well, we do have the superintendent's back,
Well,
so
and
to
that
speak.
protocol's being followed.
Right, exactly.
It's not working
Right.
in isolation.
No. Is she busy?
And she's trying to get the.
Is she superintendenting?
Yeah, she's trying to get the calendar situation figured
Oh,
out with the
okay.
June stuff, and she's talked to like 5 different people. And it's when I walked in, somebody was like, "Oh, you need to talk to." She's like, "No, I just talked to that person. They sent me to you." So she's been transferred. So I said, if you can pop in, that would be great.
About the,
Juneteenth
oh,
Yes.
gotcha, yeah.
state calendar thing. She's just trying to get clarity
Sure.
on what are we obligated
Right,
to do.
yep. Gotcha.
But it apparently has not been easy phone calls. In the sense of no one has an answer.
Did you read through this one, Rosanna, the, board meetings, board of trustees of 1500? I only asked just because, you know, it's all about how many days notice and when the posting and all that kind of stuff, executive sessions, blah, blah, blah.
Lisa Lou was here. I told him you were having fun time talking to multiple people.
Yeah. Oh, you need to talk to SDE. Oh, I just did. They just transferred me to you.
Yeah.
You got to go on the merry-go-round.
Yes.
So So, well, you should probably, Rosanna, can you scroll that policy up? So
Yes, ma'am.
we took out the first paragraph because it's just sort of an introduction into why we even have the policy.
Mhm.
And I'm really tired of all of our policies trying to convey like they're a soft, fuzzy story.
Right, to
It's just
justify
rules.
the.
Yeah,
the-
what we're doing.
Yeah.
Feedback from parents is it's condescending.
Yeah. So, so we did. You can scroll up so she can see the whole staff. No, down. Oh, there you go. Perfect.
That's, maybe I'm not reading it right.
Okay.
Because the first sentence says that all of it has to go through the superintendent. Then the second sentence says this won't prevent any employee from communicating directly with any or all of the board of trustees.
Right. Okay, so what the struggle is we don't want to circumvent the protocols and procedures, but we also don't want any employee to feel like they can't have a conversation with us.
Which is what I want. And the way I read that, it sounds like if they want to communicate with you, it has to go through me.
Which was the standard norm.
But they're
And-
trying to make it where it doesn't circumvent, so you're not blindsided, just like they're
Right.
not blindsided. So we were playing around with wordsmithing that.
I mean, the trustee should know that they always say, oh, did you talk to the teacher, the principal, the superintendent, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, you wanting the open communication and then us thinking, you know, we're trying to figure out how to say, well, you need to be made aware, you know, some stuff should come to you and not to us
Right?
or to the board. But at the same time, we don't want people to, you know, buy us t-shirts with manila envelopes full of documentation in it and hand it to us, you know?
Yeah.
We want them to
That was
feel
bad.
like,
Did you get a t-shirt?
I did,
You did?
yeah.
And we did get envelopes with a bunch of information in it that
Oh.
we were told.
I was like, that was such
That's
not-
really,
an interesting
Yeah.
example. I'm like,
wow.
So, I just feel like the way this is written right now would be very confusing to
Yeah.
the staff.
Okay.
Because the first sentence says they have
Yep.
to, it has to go through me, and the second one says, but it doesn't prevent them from communicating directly with you, which
Right.
kind of is contradictory. I don't know, I guess I'm just not a power and control person, so, and I know that this isn't specific to me as a
Sure,
superintendent,
sure.
this is supposed to be kind of, this is what our
Right.
policy is. But I think, what I would like is for the staff to feel like they can communicate with a trustee or the board, and that I'm not I don't have to be the conduit,
Right,
especially since we do have a chain of command kind of
Right.
policy, right? So if they come to you with something that they're frustrated about that I'm doing, the chain of command would do exactly what you just said, is push it back to me, or then, or you guys say to me,
right,
you know, we got this concern, doesn't necessarily have to give me a name, but
Sure.
can you take a look into this? I just,
I just want to be careful that we're not like, I'm a teacher and I'm circumventing my principal and going straight to you.
right,
Or
but even if we said all communication has to go through the superintendent, they've already proven that they don't do that anyway.
So do we
Right.
reference the
Right.
chain of command? Do we reference the chain of command policy here?
well, it should be on the,
Could we add that?
There is no reference.
Yeah, there's 0.
oh, really?
Yeah.
So it's out of thin air. The other thing is,
Pretty much.
yeah, I think a lot of these policies too are written from a perspective of, keeping the board in its place, kind of, you know,
Because the last time this was touched was in 2007.
yeah.
It's been a long time.
And ISBA is identical
Yeah.
language. They haven't changed it either.
Because a lot of things were just adopted because.
Right.
So,
I I don't wanna make things harder for you, but I do feel like, it's appropriate for, especially if you guys are going to be in the schools, which is what I'm hoping for, and they have a conversation with you. I just don't want anything.
Well, because at the very bottom it says, social interaction. Staff and board members share a keen interest in the schools and education. When they meet at social affairs and other functions, informal discussion on such matters as educational trends, issues, and innovation and general district problems can be anticipated. So,
Okay.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because I don't want it to seem, what I don't want is, I just don't want it to seem like we're trying to tell people they don't have to come to you, they can just
Right,
come directly
right.
to us, and that we're not, because there is the chain of command, and yeah, we're there because then we have to answer to a much bigger population, but what everyone just went through where nothing could be said, and anytime, I mean, if someone comes to me and I come to you to have a conversation, I just don't want it to be, well, what is their name? I will talk to them. And it's like, well, they didn't come to you for a reason.
Right.
They came to me.
Right.
So let's talk about this and let's work this out, which I don't anticipate having that occur at all.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. That's a different
Yeah.
kind of an issue, and my goal for the two of us and Kelsey is that we're in the buildings, we're communicating with staff, we're open,
Right.
we're available, we're approachable.
Right.
So if there is a concern, that they feel comfortable talking to us.
Right.
But
And they're not going to
They're-
feel like they're getting in trouble or.
right.
Right.
We also want this to read through the lens of we're all on the same team. Because
Yeah.
we
Yes.
Exactly, and so should be submitted through the superintendent is, I guess, a little bit
Optional.
more open. Right, it's more open.
It is. I mean, yeah.
I told Lynn this morning, this will only take a minute. I just need you to
Yep.
just fix
Yeah.
this language, and she said, "Nope, it never works out that way."
But again, I appreciate that we're very thorough.
Well, and the other thing we have to, we don't want to create a policy and then somebody comes and says, well, your policy says,
Right.
and obviously we're not going to think of every scenario, but I'm trying to find, I thought it was a board policy that talked about chain of command. I don't want to open every one. Under that, maybe it's under the ethics.
I don't know how to say what I'm going to say.
Michelle, what time do you have to leave?
15 minutes.
Could you say right there, with which an employee disagrees, comma?
Wow, this is a long policy. We just did this one.
Because, I mean, I want employees to know that if they really don't think you're being fair, they can come let us know, and we can say, oh yeah, we knew about it, we support the decision, or we can say, oh, thanks for letting us know, we knew nothing about this.
She's off her
My,
rocker.
my goal is that is not your response.
I hear you.
Although I know there are gonna be times when there are things I don't know about that you might get wind of that I haven't given you a heads up because I just didn't know, but to my,
Well, you've got how many employees underneath you?
Yeah.
to the greatest extent possible, there will be no surprises.
It's in this one.
I know this has nothing to do with anything, but when I was looking for the policy that, Ramona was talking about, we have, the staff employee dress policy, and it was actually uploaded, and it says Castleford School District, so we just changed the name, so it's, yeah, anyways. But it says, for the men, you can't wear muscle shirts to school. It's random, I know, but.
Well, you know, we're going to police that.
It's Friday. That was created in '08.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Ramona, did you find it? The
No.
chain of command? Do you think it's under the grievance policy?
Oh, it might be.
Except
Yeah.
that hasn't been updated since
Right.
'08.
Right.
Okay. Well, and we were supposed to be updating it, but we're waiting for legal. So I think we need to just do it.
Right.
On the
Be done
website,
with
the
it.
last one was 2011.
Okay, 2000. I knew it was like.
Mm-hmm.
Or it could be that we've just heard it so much it's, you
Well,
know.
everything kind of is around the 7-8 mark.
Yeah.
well, the board has heard a lot about chain of command
Yeah. Right.
over the last
Yes.
few
Yes, we
years.
have.
So I'm looking at the staff grievance policy, just cause you're looking
Mhm.
at 14 or 1500.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see, it kind of outlines it, but I don't see where it, like it says, if the grievance is not resolved informally with the grievance wishes to continue to seek to address the grievance, the grievant shall fill the written grievance with their immediate building principal. So it kind of outlines that you should go to the superintendent, and then it should go to the superintendent, or the principal and then superintendent, but it doesn't ever say
Is there anything
chain of command.
under like parents and students per chain of command? Because
Oh, you might
it might
be
show
right.
up there also. Encouraging parents to talk to the teacher first or the principal before kind of jumping over everybody's head.
Might be under the complaint form. Not specific to hazing and bullying.
Well, we can just state it in here. But I could have swore we had something that said, you know, you need to.
I remember
They always,
Brooke
it's
found
about
it.
it's about resolving the conflict at the lowest level
Right.
possible.
We have something. I remember Brooke found it.
Mm-hmm.
That's such a bad title.
We actually have a policy that says you're supposed to create a doc for a district organization so people know what they're supposed to, who's doing what. We've had it in place since '07.
Is that like I think that sheet that we have that
Mhm.
says
Yeah.
if you're looking for a 504, this is
Mhm.
your contact. We
Mhm.
have that.
Mm-hmm.
we need to update it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think our chart too of building principles and that kind of covers it too.
The org chart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is, maybe Brooke can remember. I wonder if I just searched the.
I just tried that, it didn't work. I looked under admin.
Did you search for like resolution of conflict, lowest level?
Didn't code that. Nope.
So there used to be in 2020. Did we update that one? We don't have 2020. Let's see what this. Yeah, that's the one we just did.
So Rosanna,
Mm-hmm.
on the district website, cause you can manipulate those, right, that page?
Yes.
So under 3,000, we have, student dress is in chronological order at the top.
Hold on, let me get there.
And so is student discipline, but then we also have them at the very bottom. So they're,
In 3,000 you said? I'm sorry.
they're listed twice.
Alright, what do we have here? What numbers are they? Dr. Lee?
3255.
3255, student dress.
And then we have, student discipline, which is 3330. But they're listed twice. So they're in order and then they're at the very bottom of that middle column.
Gotcha. Oh, I see, okay.
And then student dress has a .pdf and the rest of them don't. If we could take that off too.
On that. I'm watching. On that next. Oh, she's still working. I'll
Go
wait.
ahead.
On the next sentence, that's the one that's the sentence I was most interested in changing. I would love if it just said individual board members, interested in visiting schools, should check in at the office upon arrival and get rid of, make arrangements for visitation.
In 1303, Rosanna, since you're fixing titles. It has the docs file type in the heading. So I think what we're in the old code of ethics, it used to be 2020. It says understand for the board, understand the chain of command and refer problems or complaints to the proper administrative office while refraining from communications that may create conditions of bias should a concern ever rise to the attention of the board as a hearings panel, which is something obviously we have to so maybe we just add something like that in there. So I'm trying to think where else.
Did you say when a board member visits a school or visits schools instead of interest?
Rosanna. in the 7000 series. 7050 has .pdf,
When visiting schools.
and 7455 has the same.
I was gonna say when a trustee visits a school.
Perfect.
I have trouble with these, but I will work on them. Because these are all newly added, so.
Okay, I can help if you want me to. We can do it together.
It's the naming process of it.
Okay, we
that I
can
have
do it
problems
together.
with. Okay, I appreciate it, thank you.
Oopsies.
I don't know that we have this in there either.
I hate that. Good. There we go.
Michelle, I found a Salmon School District
Mm-hmm.
has this policy, and they mentioned individual board members interested in visiting schools should, out of courtesy, make arrangements for visitations through the principals of the various schools.
That's what our.
That's what ours
Oh,
said.
does it? Okay, I
Yeah.
didn't see that. Okay, sorry.
I'm trying to get away from them having to
Check in,
schedule
yeah.
their meetings or pop-ins, cause Ramona might have, you know, an hour and a half in her day that she could get away from work and wants to run over to Athol and check in, and
Right.
she hasn't had time to set that up as I'm coming on this date at this time.
And it makes it less formal and
Mhm.
less scary.
Yeah.
The reason why I want to put that in there is not all the schools have the same check-in policy. We discovered that. David was like, well, how come? Because it's very nice, and I actually think maybe that's a security thing we should
Mm-hmm.
look at. But Betty Kiefer does the scanny thing and prints out the thing. Nobody else does that.
Yeah.
And I think it's important.
That's because Betty Kiefer had two principals that were really
Intentional.
intentional about
Gotcha.
safety.
Okay.
But we can definitely, I'll put that on our August agenda for our administrators. They all have the capability, they all have the scanner.
This is funny. Okay, so we're supposed to go to examine its condition and needs, but yet the visits are to be regarded as inspections.
Right.
Okay, well, but that's what we say we're doing. I mean, it's, yeah. Okay.
I remember Mr. Brown used to come every couple of months and just do a walk around the building with me and just like ask my opinion about how I was feeling, some of my concerns. I mean, it wasn't, obviously he was looking,
It was
but
just
he
a
was,
check-in.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was just how, and we would just walk the perimeter and it
Right.
was a chance to just chit chat.
He did that when I was there, and he always complained because I didn't have cookies for him. Well, Larry, you have to tell me in advance that you're coming if you want cookies, because I don't have cookies at school all the time.
He
likes
must have
cookies.
set the bar because he never asked me for
Oh,
cookies.
yeah, he probably got tired of asking for them. Yeah, he loves cookies.
Oh, so we just have to put this one.
I'm only using that because it's stated up above in here.
Do we have to have the whole social interaction thing? That paragraph?
Oh, that's awesome, I like that language right there.
That whole last paragraph is strange to me.
Strange. It seems like that's kind of a.
Intuitive.
So,
I'm gonna just add the date that it was approved originally, so we have that.
Yep, that looks pretty good to me. Makes it much shorter.
yeah,
And a little bit more
not quite.
collaborative in
Yeah.
spirit.
Yeah, and not quite so fluffy that, you know, here's a soft roll that, you know, we're gonna hit you with. Okay.
Okay, so because I'm me,
Thank you, you guys, I appreciate you.
are we
Yeah,
adding
thank
this, we're adding this to the August one, right?
Yes,
Okay.
but it does need to be sent out for input.
Mhm.
Okay, okay.
Thank you for letting me see.
I just make that list for her, so she
Okay,
knows.
okay, got it, got
Right.
it. All
So
right.
I'll, whenever we finish, I'll have, this might just be a standalone, and then Lisa will send out a Skylar in a little bit.
Okay.
Since you are more computer savvy than I am, Rosanna gave this to me
Yep.
about board management software.
Yep.
'Cause she gave it to you too. Yippee. Okay. Well, I guess one of them, I'm not sure which one. Which one is it? For
Which
the
one?
$1,000 discount?
The one in yellow, board docs.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
okay.
So, respectfully, the software should be a board decision.
Right.
So I don't know.
I put this one in red, ixnay on that one.
Okay.
Cause we can't, the attachments can't be, for the public view, they're just internally,
Oh.
so that one's no good.
Yeah, okay.
All right, my friends.
You're leaving us?
And then
I am.
I have information.
We should.
Okay.
Additional information if you
Okay.
like.
I feel like we should wait on the attendance one, cause you probably both need to be here, that's super meaty.
This one, so the concern was, about, I don't see,
I put cross references on this policy because we should probably have the grievance policy.
Okay.
And then I do believe that there is statute that states that we are to be in the schools.
yes.
And so that should be on there as well.
Okay, so you want me to find the grievance one,
Mm-hmm.
and then the one that states you're supposed to be in schools?
Yeah.
And then we also have a policy that says we're supposed to, and then the statute's probably on that, says we're supposed to visit the schools, every school once a year.
Okay. I'll find those before we send them out.
Yep.
I think it's 33,512.
33,512?
Yeah.
Oh, that's.
I have it somewhere, but it's not really.
Yeah, it has to do
512.
with the maintenance of the,
Right.
buildings and all of that,
Are you guys good if I try to find them and then just send
Yeah,
you a quick
that's-
email and say?
yeah, that's good,
and then-
okay.
Cause I don't wanna send them out to parents until I have
Right.
that attached.
Yeah.
So I'll do some research and then you guys can say yay or nay.
okay.
Hey people, I'm sorry I have to jet.
Okay, so this one, 1,500 then, we were just looking at it to see if there was anything in there that said that we had, to record or not record, was that the,
Well, it's ambiguous.
Yeah.
I do believe we need to record. I will advocate for that. But I do believe we should be recording for historical record. So if there's ever a question, what was said, what did we do, how did it, that, you know, the clerk can go back, and that they are available for a FOIA request.
right,
But I don't know necessarily that we have to, you know, put them up and all that good stuff.
So your specific language that you emailed us about, you said, I'm concerned with the language in policy 1500, specifically regular meetings. Unless otherwise specified, all meetings will be held in the district. Regular meetings shall be held at time and a place agreed upon by the board of trustees at the annual meeting and posted on the district website.
Right.
That was, that,
Right, because that language is ambiguous too. Is it talking about the meetings, the dates, or is it talking about the actual meeting?
right, and you said, I believe there could be an argument made that due to our current practice of recording the meetings, this policy supports the meeting being posted on the website, even though the statement may be referring to the annual notice.
Right. So.
I did find, a discrepancy on special meetings,
okay.
because they're basing this, and I don't know
So we
which
just fix-
Idaho code
clarify this.
supersedes the other, but Idaho code 33510, the trustees' annual meetings, that's where it discusses special meetings, and it says it has to be posted 24 hours in advance in the district office and 2 public hearings. But Pat Braden, who did that, workshop for us on open meetings law, told us that according to Idaho code 74204 open meetings law, for special meetings, you only have to post it at the location where you're having the physical meeting and online, not
Chicken
2
chips or
places
anything?
physical,
Right.
rather 2 physical places. So there's a discrepancy there, so I just don't know which one supersedes the other. We did specifically ask Pat Braden at that workshop.
Oh, I
that
see the
question.
headings, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
Heading is
I
one.
don't know if 74201, that's with respect to open meeting law, but the other 133 is specific to education.
right.
So I would think that whatever is more cautious is the one we have to abide by.
Okay, cause we did ask him that, cause
Right.
Janelle was here and she asked him that, cause
Right.
she and I went back and forth on that, so.
Right, okay.
Okay.
For formal clarification though, if we can't come to a consensus, we should ask Megan O'Dowd
Yep.
what to abide by.
Um, there you go. Did. Okay, so can you bring that one up, Rosanna? I guess we're done with this one, correct? The
I'll start
1400?
working on the
Okay.
cross references.
You wanna bring up the policy or the codes?
The policy, and then we'll also look at the codes too, cause the code's pretty vague. I guess I could open the open meetings.
We were just saying, for historical purpose and reference, it's nice to have the recordings, but do we have to continue to, you know?
So I know I had talked to Megan regarding the recording when we had that problem where, we didn't have enough disk space
Right.
and it didn't record the whole meeting.
Mm-hmm,
And she said that that is a courtesy
right.
that we're providing. There
Right.
is, we don't have, what's the word, requirement
No
to do that.
mandate.
Yeah, no mandate.
Right, that's correct, yep.
Sorry.
So I don't know that we need to, well, we need to fix whatever that discrepancy was that you found with the special meetings. But as far as the discussion, about the recording, I guess we need to fix the other language that she had brought up. But we can bring that back up at a board meeting
Mm-hmm.
and talk about the, you know, historical or reference or what have you. You know, we can just have that discussion again about that. But we need to clarify
That one phrase that Michelle
the
found.
regular meetings posting to the website, the agendas.
So when you guys said grievances, it's gonna be staff grievances, right? There isn't any other grievance one that I'm not aware of, right? It's 5250.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Yep, that's it. Yeah, so the statute says the notice for meetings and agendas shall also be posted electronically if the entity maintains an online presence through a website or a social media platform. So, oh, but that was the, notice of meetings. So this. Which one? 15? Oh, I got the wrong one open, that's why. If you search also the drive chain of command in quotes, it'll bring up every document it finds with that
Okay.
phrase in there. Might be a lot, but
Yeah, I know, cause Dr. Becky used to always include that in her, some document, I don't know if it was the announcement or what.
Okay, so we're doing this one here, draft, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
I feel like there's one about that you guys are supposed to be in classrooms.
So this is the statute language right here. I'll just do it up here. I think this should just be period. I think Michelle wants red. regular. I don't know if that's. Oops, no. Maybe and was alright. My brain's too tired. Can't do this. Oops. There we go.
I can only find the grievance policy and then the 33-512. I don't see anything else that's specifically in our policies that say trustees visit the schools.
Yeah, there's one somewhere that says that we're
Okay.
supposed to,
I looked under duties of the board,
yeah,
individual trustees.
the regular meeting shall be held at a time and place agreed upon by the board of trustees at the annual meeting. Was it shift? Shift 5. It's not a notice, what do you call that? It's a schedule?
Yes. That's how we have it listed on the
Yeah.
website.
Period. I gotta make this red. Not that. Yeah, how does that set look? I mean, it's, and then we should, is that, I'll take this out, I pasted that in there. The end of this. So that was, where did I take that language? 74-204, and do I think that's cited on here? Yes, 74-204, notice of meetings, okay.
What about, policy for this 4120? It's the uniform grievance procedure, so that's just everyone?
Yes.
But that should be on there?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, depending, yeah, because we don't know exactly who it, I think it would still be applicable.
Yep.
Okay, I think that may fix, Michelle's thing, okay, so special or two, okay, at the time of This meeting has not been determined at a meeting of the board with all the members. So, right, and that such written notice shall be posted conspicuously at the district office and on the district website. That's it. Yeah, we should have taken that out before too, because, that actually came up even when Chrissy was clerk in one of our trainings, we didn't have to do that. Out of courtesy, a lot of times she would email the notice to the building admins, and then, if they wanted to post it or whatever, that was fine, but, yeah, so I'm surprised that it was still in there that we didn't, I'm gonna leave your comment.
Okay.
In fact, I'm going to, tag her and say, to, not coincide, but, well, I can say that. (74-204), which says this. Will it let me italicize in there? No, they're not that smart. And then I'm going to tag her in this too, so she can go read it. Okay. So that was those were the only concerns, and then the one that you found, right?
Yep.
And then we'll have the discussion at a meeting about what we're gonna do going forward.
Do you feel like 1,500 is ready to be sent out, or do we wanna wait and just tackle this next Friday before we send it out for input?
I
Well,
think
there's one other
Michelle
thing.
had more stuff down here in red and blue down here though.
Yeah, no action, statute says no.
No, that part's all me.
Oh, that's you?
Yeah, cause I merge what, we originally had versus what ISBA recommended. So red is what ISBA had on there, and then blue is what we had on there prior.
Oh, so I just typed everything in red, wasn't that?
That's fine, that's what
Okay.
we've been doing.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a typo, I think.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
no action may be held for the purpose of taking any final action. It's probably, you're right, I think it's supposed to be executive session.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Except for making a determination of place or student, yeah, do we have that, what is that code that they, updated? Is that 33205, with dealing with the students in executive session only?
Yeah, the attendance, yeah, I think so.
Let's see, 33205. Yeah, denial of school attendance. Oops, Ramona. Yes. May be made in executive session and the student shall not be named in the minutes of the meeting. So we have to fix that too. Okay. Well, so I'm wondering, well, I guess it's not. May be made. Okay.
So that one's on 74206.
What's that?
The executive session part,
Mhm,
yeah,
mhm.
that verbiage is, 74206.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking to see, above that, we have 1, 2, 3, here's the reasons you can have executive session.
Mhm.
So I was wondering if we should add the language for the student, expulsion or what have you, but it doesn't, I don't know that they updated the other part of the statute, 74206, to include that. Because actually the new language says, a decision to expel or to deny enrollment of a student may be made in executive session, and the student shall not be named in the minutes of the meeting, blah, 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 blah. So it doesn't have to be, other than you can't name the student, but I think we should, just do this.
Would dismissal be considered expel? Are those two synonymous?
It's a denial of, they call it a denial of, attendance.
Okay,
Yep.
cause 74206B does say to consider the evaluation dismissal or disciplining of, or to hear complaints or charges brought against
Mm-hmm.
so public school
Oh,
student.
so I guess that does sort of cover it.
Bless you,
then.
bless you.
Yep. Okay. Oh yeah, and then we did put the other language down here, or taking action on the student disciplinary hearing. Well, that doesn't make sense. No executive session, that's why. I should have left the word no in there.
Mhm.
guess we're fine with that. I don't know, I feel like we should add this. I just put it over here and look at it. Oh, I guess I have to leave that and then cross it out. I'm just gonna put this for a moment.
So it talks about the hearing. The hearing doesn't have to be an executive session. You're right. It says may be held.
Right.
But it does say for sure the minutes does have to not include the
Right.
meeting.
Right. Yep. So I just put a decision, instead of just a disciplinary action, because it's pretty precise what it says, the decision to expel or deny enrollment.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think just, you know, some of the other things, although we don't really hear too many of those, but yeah. The board will not change the subject within executive session to any subject not identified within the motion to enter executive session, or we need the word to in there. Just take it out. I mean, that's sort of nitpicky, but.
Ramona, I think that sentence though, I think
Which,
this here, it's no executive session may be held. Okay, and then you put or, but this doesn't match, right?
but there's an exception. It said, so no executive session may be held for the purpose of taking any final action or making any final decisions. Yeah,
Oh,
it-
except for- okay,
for
fine.
making it, yeah, it does need some,
Playing around.
yeah, it is, no executive session may be held for the purpose of taking any final action or making Any final decisions except for I guess making a determination's okay, but yeah, I don't know what to do with it. I mean, it says alright, I think this makes it a little strange. I can say deciding except for deciding to place. Well, making a determination is legally what it is. Maybe they just have too many makings in here. Does that make it any better?
I think so.
Yeah.
Maybe it needs to do this.
Oh, that might seem, so it's not a run-on.
Yeah, so it doesn't just go, just do this, but this is not this. Get rid of all this. No, it's yeah, you're fine.
We're recording still.
Mhm.
I just have a quick question. Can you remind me where we landed last night with regard to the August 10th or 17th board meeting?
We did it because we couldn't make a decision, so somehow we need to rectify
Board Chair
that.
Thompson asked Roseanne to put it on the
June
Wednesday's
Okay,
meeting to make a decision.
okay, because we have the long range planning committee scheduled for that night because it
Mhm.
was on the agenda or on the calendar for the 17th. I just want to be able to give them enough notice to make a change if I need to, so.
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay, I don't know what else to do with it. My brain's just
We're
mush.
kinda done.
Yeah. I guess I can mark that and she can look at it too. She probably would have a better,
We can look at it on Friday.
Yep.
next Friday.
Okay. Okay, she wants to see. Oops. Okay. I think that's it for that. Right? That was the only.
And then we're gonna move to attendance and then the trained dog, but we can
Yep.
do all of that next Friday.
So you want to call it a date?
It's up
Is
to
that
you
what
unless you
you're-
wanna keep going.
oh,
The attendance one is gonna take some time.
yeah, and the dog, I think Michelle's fairly vested in that, and she knows a little bit
Yep,
more of the details of that.
yep. So we could, if you wanna keep going, we could jump to 3320, or we can call it good.
Which one was 33?
Substance and alcohol abuse.
Oh, okay. Is that one we keep going over?
Yeah, we just
Okay.
haven't finalized it yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, we can look at it real quick and see if we can, let me close all these I got open. Was there anything in particular of,
I feel like we're done with this, but we were like, well, we'll come back and just do one more, perusal.
okay. This statement is in conflict with the bottom. Oh, with the bottom of itself and policy 3330? So let me look at that, 3330.
3320, let me get to it.
Okay, yep, this is the one that we.
Well, and the one thing we never got to is, so there's this whole language, the blue, that is referencing the discipline policy.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Where we, that, because that's from the old policy, and I think we just referenced the discipline policy and not list it all, cause like in this, in all the blue, it has, like first offense,
Right.
second, instead of, I feel like we talked about taking this off and just referencing the student discipline. I mean, we have it listed at the bottom, but like we actually could link in the student discipline policy, you know?
Mhm. Yeah, I remember looking at this language because I remember the whole United States pharmacopoeia and
Right.
homeopathic and so do we cover, and this looks like it was, yeah, so this was copy and paste from an old one that we had
This
then.
is from the old one,
Yep. So I see the
Yep.
footer in there.
So I just don't know if, I mean, it makes more sense to me that we're not cross-referencing this in the sense of taking out exact language, like we just link it
Right.
in to simplify.
Yeah, and do we cover all of this in the discipline? Isn't that the one we just went through, the
Mhm.
threat levels and
Mhm.
all that
Yep.
stuff?
Yep. Yeah, 'cause this is talking about, expulsion.
Mhm. I should know what statement she means.
I think it's this statement is what she's talking about here. Being suspended from school for 20 days.
Mhm.
Right.
Bottom tab.
Yeah, it's all that
Oh,
right there.
oh, I see what she's saying. So this is just immediate 20-day
Right.
suspension,
Right.
whereas over here it says, you know, the different levels.
Right.
Right.
Oh, okay. Mm.
And what we talked about before is instead of us listing language and then having them, you know, conflict with each other, we would just reference the other policy so that, but,
Mhm.
and we have it at the bottom, but we actually link it in with the active link.
Mm-hmm.
Like this whole blue thing, I think should just be completely struck through.
Mhm.
And we just say, please see student discipline policy 3330.
Yeah, some of it, I don't know that all of it is referenced over there. Then here, let me search real quick.
Specifically to the
Drugs.
drug stuff.
Yeah. Well, we do use possessing, distributing, purchasing, or selling. So we might,
Mm-hmm.
let's go back down there. Well, let's do this. Let's strike it, and then we'll tag Michelle and see, because I think you're right. I think.
I mean, I feel like we cover it in some of the other policies.
Mm-hmm. And what's the number? 3320 or 3330?
3330.
30.
And I think a lot of the stuff that Michelle highlighted in this one, we highlighted because of the vagueness of it, so it feels very subjective.
Mm-hmm.
So the having reasonable suspicion, which is legal, that's a legal term for schools.
Right.
But only persons on a need to know basis, reasonable suspicion based on reliable information, whatever action is deemed appropriate. It feels like that's why she highlighted it. It's ambiguous. And then they note Idaho Code 33205, but they don't list it at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna list it at the bottom,
Yeah.
just because it's not listed.
Yeah, and there was another one, 2516. Did they list that one too? No. Which I don't know exactly what that says, but they're referencing it. Let's see, 2516.
Oh, 33, denial of school attendance. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And then was there another one that was Idaho Code?
Yeah, they referenced in there 2516.
332516?
No, just 2516. And it was where they were saying when a student is reasonably suspicion to be in violation of this policy, regardless of any previous voluntary disclosure, appropriate law enforcement officials shall be notified with a request to have a law enforcement evaluation for possible transfer to custody pursuant to Idaho Code 2516 as now in existence or hereafter amended. Yeah, I don't know about that. That's pretty strong language.
Were you able to pull up that policy?
Which one?
2516?
Oh no, it's
Oh.
statute, sorry. Yeah, the statute is here.
Sorry.
Yep.
I got it.
You got it? Okay,
Yep.
it's fine.
You said it the right way and I heard it different.
No, yeah, well, all we do is throw around numbers.
Which one is it?
2516.
I just want to get what it exactly, the title of it, apprehension and release of juveniles.
Yep.
Is it in Title 33, Dr. Lynn?
It's 20-516, Idaho Code 20
Oh,
dash.
20 dash.
Yep. Yeah, I had the same, I couldn't find it. Apprehension and release of juveniles. And then do I need to put / detention, maybe? 3 policies, I can't find one, and I looked everywhere I did the cross-reference, 5250, 4120, and then legal references, 33512 for the board staff communication. I can't find one that says they're supposed to be in schools annually.
I know there is one, I'll help you look for that.
I mean, I literally have opened every single policy we have for board stuff. Nobody's eating the food.
Try to get a little fruit later.
This feels like it keeps getting colder.
I know, me too. I'm with you.
Okay. Oh, if we required, I guess we would have to. So number 6, the board or administration may require the student and parent to agree to undergo assessment and counseling for alcohol and or drug use. The district will provide counseling services and any other services available to the student and or the student's parents. So the district, I guess if we're requiring them, will provide it or we pay for it?
It would be both.
Yeah,
The moment you are requiring something,
right,
and for sure if they have a 504 and IEP.
Even to the parent?
yeah, well, it says the parent and the student are agreeing, but yeah, that's what I read the first time I read it. I was like, we're gonna make the parent do it, but I think that just says, the student and parent agree. Oh, yes,
No, it's
yeah, both of them, yeah.
We provide it too.
I just think it's a really fine line. If you are requiring
Right.
something
Right,
and it's a condition,
right, you have to, and we can't tell them,
right,
yeah,
we can encourage or recommend,
Right,
but if we're
right.
requiring, then I don't know that we'd win that.
yeah.
How can we require a parent to undergo assessment and
I
counseling?
don't feel like
for,
you can.
No.
We have no jurisdiction on them
Right.
at all.
Right. Yeah, this is a,
This one is a little bit meatier.
yeah,
And I think that's why it's taken us so long getting through it, because we read one little part and we're like,
right,
oh,
Mm-hmm.
because we've done a lot of work on here
yeah,
already.
mm-hmm. I mean, here's the thing, I mean, even this is, the word was,
Mm-hmm. God admit to these.
Prior.
Mhm.
and that, and I think this language, oh, am I moving you guys? No. So this language,
Basically, this this is if the student says no and the staff member thinks they're lying, then they're gonna get suspended from school so that they can conduct an investigation. That's what it's saying, right?
Yeah, this is below, it's struck through, but, and I think this, is part of the statute. Yeah, I didn't quite get that far because, right, the student says no, the staff or whomever believes, but the word was or is, well,
Yeah, how do you
the
prove
police
that?
officer's not gonna give you a DUI cause he thinks a week ago you might have been drinking and driving. I don't think we can say that, I think it has to be an is, I mean, I don't know.
Well, and I honestly feel like it shouldn't say still believes, I think it should say something about reasonable suspicion.
Right,
Like,
right.
believes just feels very ambiguous.
right.
And it also doesn't say anything about, like, again, if you suspect this, and I get that the likelihood is if you suspect this, it's gonna be at the principal level, but where
Right.
does it say that the principal's involved in this?
Right.
Yeah, that feels better.
Yeah, it is really awkward, huh? After talking to the student.
The student does not admit to the use of alcohol and or drugs, and the staff member, continues to have reasonable suspicion after talking with the student.
Okay, yeah, let's take this out. What was that you said again?
I said, drugs and the staff member in charge, continues to have reasonable suspicion after talking to the student. You could even put have reasonable suspicion of alcohol and or drug use.
Ooh, why did it do that?
I don't
No.
know.
The world.
If the student does not admit to the use of alcohol and or drugs, and the staff member in charge continues to have reasonable suspicion after talking to the student. After talking with the student and investigation, so I'd strike through the whole
thing,
that the
huh?
student used or all of that. So it would read, if the student does not admit to the use of alcohol and or drugs and the staff member in charge continues to have reasonable suspicion after talking with the student, an investigation will be conducted.
Did I strike that? Oh, I guess I did. It just looks really weird. Okay.
Don't you think that reads better?
Yes, much better. Yeah.
You
It's
could
really
even
long,
say after
though.
talking to the student, you could say after speaking with the student, I don't
Yeah.
know. I mean, we can wordsmith that, but.
Yeah, if the student is not admitted, yeah, cause it's like really long, it just keeps going and going and
Mhm.
going. We need to break it up a
Or
little
days
bit.
on end, yeah. Well, it could be saying
Period.
similar. If the
This-
student is not admitted to the use of alcohol and drugs and the staff member in charge continues to have reasonable suspicion after talking to the student, an investigation will be conducted.
And
This
then we'll
may,
say
so then you could
period.
do like you did, period, and then start a one. This may include semicolon,
mhm.
and then list them out,
Right, yeah,
don't you think?
Mhm.
yeah, oops. What happened there?
I'm gonna run to the restroom really fast. And that way we're getting away from the big long paragraph.
Yeah. Oh, but don't strike it. Come on. So if I just type it, will it strike it? Yes. Okay. May be called immediately, as will be. As will the parent and guardian. I think we more likely than not, that's the reasonable suspicion. I don't know about all these wills, you know, I'm gonna say may, but maybe there is, okay, so this actually, this may include investigation, student would be suspended. Okay. It just automatically turned all my stuff green, so I'm just gonna leave it.
Yeah, that statute it referenced does have a lot of mays. May deny,
Yeah.
may expel.
Because the thing is I mean, you know, we have to, I mean, there are some things that I think are just without say, this is an immediate action, right? But then there's other things that, you know, I mean, do we really wanna say you're expelled from school now because you were vaping,
Right.
you know, or whatever. I think we have to look at every case. I mean, that would be, we'll see what the board says, but that would be my thought on it, that we have to look at everyone, okay. Oh, so it's repetitive right here. Oh, because
Uh-huh.
yeah, now
that
it's
part.
saying, yeah, it's in conflict with, what it was saying.
May require.
Yeah. Cause it already says that as a condition of readmission, the board may require that the student undergo. Okay, so this is readmitting, well, it is the same thing, as a condition of readmission.
I feel like this one is written super
Well, I
weird.
think this says that they agree to it, and then down here it says may require, so I don't know if that's,
Yeah, as a condition of readmission, the board may require that the student undergo. Okay, now what does number 6 say up there?
it says
The
may
board.
require them to agree to this. So the first verb is the one that's.
Yeah,
This is a agreement
well,
to it,
here's the
right?
thing is that we can't require somebody to agree to anything. Like, I can't make you
Right.
agree,
Yeah.
you know? So I just think this whole thing needs to go away. It's just
I think you
ridiculous.
strike through that whole thing.
Yeah. And, what happened? Oops, no.
I think Google's being weird.
Yeah, what did it do? That was. Why does it keep doing that?
Maybe, is it because she put a comment there?
Maybe I can't strike
Let
through.
me see if I can do it.
Yep, it won't let me strike through her,
But could, it let you do the other part.
yeah.
Should I click this, mark as resolved and hide discussion?
No,
No.
Yeah.
okay.
because I want
Oh,
her
here,
to
here, there we go.
be able to get back to her.
Thoughts.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I just wish it would let me suggest striking it. Oh, there we go. I had to double click for some reason. Yeah, because I think number 6 is the same as this,
Mhm.
I'm down here. D.
yeah, can I, see the last paragraph of D, or the last sentence, right?
Mm-hmm.
Seven D.
Oh, wait a minute, this is as a condition of readmission, so this is after it's already been done.
Right.
So do they have to go a second time? Do they have to undergo a second assessment and counseling?
They're
No.
saying that, the first one is,
This one? Oh, readmission, yeah.
it's the
okay.
same.
It's the
yeah.
same thing.
It's the same,
Yeah,
Sorry, momentary.
no. But I think
That's
that all
fine.
becomes part of the investigation, when that's what we're talking about here is we can search, I changed all the wills to may, cause it said you
Mhm.
will gonna suspend, you will,
Yeah. and
call
we
the
don't-
police, you will do this, you will do,
Right.
like I said, what if it's somebody vaping?
Well, and we're not gonna take the situation into
Right.
consideration, yeah.
And there's some things that are just, egregious enough that there's no question that,
Right.
Okay, so let's go back up here. Yes. Nope. Yeah, yep, yep. We're on the, I don't know, how late are we scheduled to work? 12:30? Is that what our,
It says 11:30.
oh, 11:30. Oh, okay, well, I guess I went over time.
But we can do whatever you guys want.
Yeah, yeah, we started perusing the substance and alcohol abuse, and then we were looking at your comments, but then we started finding all kinds of other stuff, and, yeah, so that's what we're on right now. But we left comments, in the policy document itself. So, and some of the stuff I tagged you in, so you could see what was, okay, yeah, but then we started, marking it up even more, especially the discipline part. Lynn thought maybe we should just strike the whole thing and just refer to the discipline policy instead of reiterating, first offense, second offense, but we should probably still look at it and see, but I think it's probably covered in the other one. And then just taking out all the we will do this, I changed them to may, they may be suspended pending an investigation, or they may, law enforcement may be called. And then the investigation, instead of that big old long paragraph, I just said, this may include, and then A, B, C, D. Because we already have them, it's already numerical, so, yeah. So, but I tried to, Oh, we'll be wrapping it up. Yeah, we're wrapping it up. Yep. Okay. I'll talk to you later. Okay. Alrighty. Uh-huh. Bye. She laughed
I
at
just
me.
want you to know you're totally fine if we went over.
Yeah.
So that we were like 11:30. It's totally fine. I typically map out like 9 to 1 because sometimes we, depending on what you guys have, sometimes we're done at 12, sometimes we're done 11, sometimes we go to 1. So I just always map out till 1 o'clock because I don't know if we're going to be
My time's
in the
midst of something.
And, or in the moment and feel
Yeah.
like you can't break it up,
Yep. Plus my time's all messed up today anyways because I looked at one of my work calendars. And that's now what's stuck in my head for other meetings, and it's like, that's why I was like, yeah, I'm on my way, 9:30, right? She's like, 9? We started at 9? Well, my calendar said, anyways, I don't want to keep you guys forever.
Did she kind of agree with
Yes,
the discipline
yes.
and maybe just referencing it
Yes.
if we can?
And all the wills to mays and blah, 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 yeah. Of course, we'll probably have to go back. Oh, we didn't touch her,
Well, we'll have to look if she wants different language for those yellows.
yeah. Yeah, see, because we're back at it again right here. If you go up to where her yellows are, the district will provide.
Yep, counseling.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely agree with the recommendations for referrals and all that.
I just feel like it should say that it's a recommendation.
Yeah.
I mean, we can't.
Right.
Because the reality is, even KBH, law enforcement can take KBH, and if they get there and the parent is like no go,
Right. That's
they
it.
will.
Yeah.
KBH won't accept them.
Right.
So you can want to force it.
So we'll say may. Wow, why did it do that? No? Try and do this then.
other piece of all of this is like upon readmittance, like you can't guarantee there's even openings. I mean, they're so
Right.
few and far between with therapists and availability with supports
Why
that could delay a child.
Mm-hmm.
I don't, Google's being weird.
Yeah, why is it doing that?
I don't know. Let me see if I can move it back.
There's something in there.
But look at it, keeps doing it.
Yeah, there's something, maybe when it was a copy and paste kind of
There.
thing. There you go.
That's so weird. You would hate to, you know, say you have to do this and then they can't get out for 6 months kind of a thing.
Right. Oh yeah, this whole thing sort of needs to be rewritten, huh? Because now
Mhm.
we're back to explaining what we already said up
Yep.
above.
There's a lot of redundancy in this policy.
Oh yeah. Okay, we'll just be done.
I think we're gonna have to do a lot of strike throughs and
Yeah.
we have to just like take each paragraph and it's like in isolation and then
Yeah.
rewrite it.
Because then we start it again after all
Yeah.
that, then we say, oh, and by the way, you know,
Yep.
we're gonna notify you of available opportunities for counseling.
Mhm.
Well, we just made a recommendation up here for appropriate screenings
Mhm.
and assessment. Maybe we should just say appropriate okay. I'll quit, I'll sit
We
here
want to be
forever and
done.
keep going through it. Alright, so I guess we'll have to come back to that one. So, well, we got 2 done today?
We got 2 done today.
Okay.
But I'm not putting 1,500 on our going to the board yet until we have Michelle look at it, and then once we,
Yep.
I put it on there once it's going to parents.
Okay, yep.
Because then we'll send 1,400 to parents. Once you guys, I emailed you both and said, here's the cross references
Mhm.
I found. Rosanna's gonna try to find the one that you said that reference. I've been looking, I can't find anything that explicitly says you guys have to be in classrooms annually, but she's pretty
Yeah.
sure she has seen
I-
it.
In the
I've
schools.
Seen it. I just.
Yeah, I can't
Yeah.
find, I literally have pulled up every single, policy. So once we finish that, then we'll send this out, I'll have Lisa send this out,
Okay.
but I'll start working on creating the survey so they can give their feedback.
You know, that might have been a policy that we changed at the end of last year.
I just
I
can't.
know I've read it somewhere, but
Yeah.
now I can't find it, Ramona.
Yeah, it's in there. It was in there, but, and it might have been something,
Well, I even tried to pull up statute, and there's a lot of like, it's recommended that you do, but I can't find explicit statute that says annually you're in schools.
yeah, no, it just says we have to have an annual, annual inspections. The board's
Yeah.
supposed to have those annual inspections, but, yeah, there was a policy that said that we would, visit every school every year, and once, you know.
But do you think you guys changed that?
If we did, we probably took out the demand to do it,
Okay.
you know, but yeah, it's there somewhere.
We'll both keep looking for it.
Yeah, and I don't know that, maybe it got put on Rosanna, that, board responsibilities that,
That you are collecting?
yeah.
Yes, and I looked on there. That was the first place
Oh,
I
and
looked
it's
at.
not
I was like,
there?
oh, I can't find it.
Okay,
Yeah, I
Yeah.
looked through all the policies. When you guys first started on this, I kept pulling up every single policy and reading it, cause I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, now I can't let it go.
yeah,
Looking for that exact language. Cause then it's gonna bug me.
Oh, so the communication one, so does ours say that, 4140? Do we have that policy? Yes, we do, visitors in schools. So we should probably reference that, that one that we did, the board communication, whatever that communication one was that we just worked on.
That's this policy. That's the actual policy we're working on. 1400, the board staff communication.
So there's another, we might reference policy 4140.
Okay, is that the
Maybe-
visitor one?
Yeah, the visits to schools, because it says in there, board members, parents, citizens, blah, 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 you know, check in with the office.
Is that visitors to school? Is that what
Yeah.
it's titled?
Yep.
I saw that one, but and it just references the board, and we feel like that's good. I was thinking there was gonna be one specifically.
There is another one, but I just thought in looking for,
Visitors, what's it? Visitors in schools.
yep. So that it said visitors in
Okay, I
schools.
just added
section.
that one. All the cool board chairs came in.
Oh, really?
These, yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, they're not
awesome.
put together, but
Yeah.
it just came in. So we have, I have
Oops.
5250 staff grievances, I have 4120 uniform grievance, 4140 visitors in schools, and then Idaho Code 33512 district of trustees governance of schools. So those are the 4 I've added.
Okay. Alrighty. Yeah, that's gonna drive me nuts too, trying to find
Yeah, that's
that.
how my brain works.
Yeah. Okay. Alright, I guess we can, it's noon, we'll go ahead and stop recording and call the meeting, committee meeting.